Oh man, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. My name is Landon Chambers, and I'm with Chambers Reviews. And today I'm going to be talking about Deadbeat by Tame Impala. The album cover is going to be right here. It's going to look really cool when I edit this. So yeah, let's get talking about it. After a 5-year hiatus, the Aussie Kevin Parker is back at it again with his new album Deadbeat. Kevin Parker isn't known for his timely album releases. This is his third album in the past decade, so definitely likes to take his time. Not exactly sure what he took his time with on this one, but I'll get into that. The album opens with the most recent single that dropped with the album. I believe it was supposed to be the last single, My Old Ways. I'm a big fan of this track, big fan of the intro. I like how it starts off with like the voice memo sounding piano and singing, just him in a room, probably recorded with his phone, I'm guessing. I could probably do it right now and have the same production quality, but I like that it starts off like that. Then it just launches the listener into this groovy bass line with a thumping kick, some cool synths, and a fun vocal melody. And by the middle of the track, there's a lot going on. There's like 3 different vocal melodies happening at the same time. I know what's coming, ain't so shocking, always fucking up to something, ego strumming, can't be stopping, it goes no. Anyways, it's fun. I'm a big fan of this track, and it got me hopeful for the rest of the album. Kicking it off with a banger. That's what you got to do when you're coming out with an album. You want people to listen past the first track, and I think Tame Impala does a good job here. I feel like he executes this one well. On to the next track, No Reply. This one's not as good, but I still like this one, especially after all the singles came out. I feel like this is kind of what I wanted from the album. The vocal line's pretty interesting. There's not a ton going on here, but it kind of keeps up the album-long theme going on here of the, house music, the thumping kick, the synthwave kind of thing that he always has going on. Ends with that nice, intimate piano outro, and I'm a fan of what he does with piano, I think, in this album. And I wouldn't say that Tame Impala is known for his lyrical ability. I feel like most of his fans listen to him because of musically what he's got going on and his production quality. That being said, you're a cinephile. I watch Family Guy on a Friday night off a rogue website. I mean, if he can't afford an $11 Hulu subscription to watch Family Guy, I think I'm screwed. Hopefully the album sales of Deadbeat help him out with that one, because the pop-ups are annoying to deal with, and you don't want to risk viruses on your computer, especially when you're making as much money as Kevin Parker is. Probably maybe that's why he came out with the album, so he could watch Family Guy legally. I feel like there's also some better shows to watch. Family Guy's funny, but I don't know, a lot of people don't like this lyric. I think it's like whatever, but it's funny. I will say lyrically, this album is very cohesive, starting with the title, Deadbeat. Clearly, he is referencing how he feels about himself at the moment. Many of the tracks speak on Kevin's shortcomings and regrets. Even the track titles, My Old Ways, Loser, Obsolete, Afterthought. He's really coming to the listener as a human, presenting himself as someone who makes mistakes and, has to live with them. For example, I tell myself I'm only human. I know I said never again. Temptation feels like it never ends. I'm sliding, only noticing now and then, back into my old ways again. Me too, Kevin. Me too. Anyways, on to the next 2 tracks. Dracula and Loser. Big fans of those tracks. I know that they were the singles. Honestly, the singles mostly across the board had me looking forward to this album, and these 2 did not disappoint for me. Dracula, super fun, synth pop, catchy. It's a lot more structured than a lot of the songs in this album. Got the more verse, pre-chorus, chorus build that isn't present in a lot of these songs, which is fine. It's fine both ways. It as long as you can pull it off, the structure doesn't really matter. But I do understand why this one was a lead single. Kind of trying to work his way into popular Halloween song with Dracula, and I think he pulls it off well. The chorus is super fun. Feels like throwback to some more old Tame Impala stuff. It's tight, it's groovy, it's got some great synth leads. The melody is catchy, and it's kind of more what I expected from this album. And Loser is probably my favorite track off the record. It's got a super funky guitar riff that's double tracked, so I just feel super enveloped in the mix. It's not super long, which I feel like some of the tracks on this album is an issue. I feel like they don't need to be as long as they are. They don't really develop themselves well, but I feel like Loser isn't too long, so the guitar riff doesn't get too repetitive. I think the verse is catchy. The chorus just kind of follows the guitar riff, but I think he pulls it off pretty well. And Joe Keery's in the music video. I like Joe. And honestly, after that, I don't have a ton to say about this album. From Oblivion to the closer End of Summer, nothing sounds too unique. It's really just that thumping kick every single song at like that dance 120 beats per minute tempo, and just repetitive drum loops that don't really change the entire song. None of the songs really develop from what they start from, which kind of leads me into my least favorite track, Ethereal Connection. I don't feel connected nor ethereal while listening to this track. It's almost an 8-minute long song. The first 2.5 minutes of this song are the same drum loop with some synths kind of building into nothing that interesting, in my opinion. I feel like he could have done a lot more with this track. The melodies aren't that interesting. I feel like they're very basic and they don't really change throughout the entire song. Nothing changes in this song enough for it to be as long as it is. And honestly, I skipped it on some of my re-listens to this because there just wasn't anything there that interested me. Especially when the closer End of Summer is on there and it's also like 7 minutes long. I just don't know why this one was included on the album. I feel like it doesn't present anything that End of Summer doesn't. I feel like End of Summer is a lot more interesting musically, lyrically, melody-wise. It changes up a bit more. So I don't think that this track offers anything to the album that End of Summer doesn't. And honestly, I'm not going to go into the rest of the tracks because I just don't have a lot to say about them. I was pretty disappointed by most of the non-singles on this album, which, you know, sucks because I like Tame Impala, like what he's done in the past. There's a lot of anticipation for this album. It's been 5 years since he last released anything. I definitely expected more. And for a 56-minute runtime, it doesn't impress all that much. I can always appreciate an artist trying something new and kind of developing their sound in a way that they haven't done before, but I think he comes up short here. There's not a lot of substance, and it just, as a whole, comes across pretty half-baked. And while I don't speak for Tame Impala fans, for me, that this is his weakest record he's released to date, especially coming off some great albums with Currents and Slow Rush and Lonerism. I mean, they're all great. This one didn't do it for me. I don't know. If this album was a person, I would describe it as a Deadbeat, so he's not too far off there. I can safely say after this album, Tame Impala is just one person. I think I see that more now. Tame Impala, just one guy. Did you know? Did you know? Tame Impala is just one guy. Just one guy, Kevin Baca. And yeah, this album to me is a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry to all the Tame Impalas out there. Hopefully I didn't turn you into rowdy Impalas. Stay tame. Stay tame. That being said, if you love this album and what Kevin Parker did with this album, you know, enjoy it. Don't let me deter you or affect any of your opinions. You know, everyone feels differently about music, and I think that's what's great about discourse about it. So yeah, don't let the internet or anything I have to say get you down, and keep thumping to those kicks. Keep thumping to those kicks. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed. If there's an album that you want me to review next, comment it down below. It doesn't have to be recent. It doesn't have to be decent. I'll consider it for my next review. If you want to see more reviews like this one, subscribe and follow along for my music review journey. Just getting started. Let me know if you have any thoughts or recommendations on what I could do differently. But I will see you for the next one. Peace.